Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for watching us on Hilaal Live on Channel 347 on DSTV. As promised, as we do every Friday as well, for those of us that would like to live a bit healthier, try and get a bit more fit, we've got a trainer expert, physical trainer expert in studio who's going to encourage us to do that as well. I'd like to welcome back Brother Asghaab Job. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Thanks for coming through and joining us. Always a pleasure having you in studio. Last week we chatted about the various doctors that we need to be aware of. This week we chatted about things to consider for training, especially for those that would like to lose a bit more weight.
Oh yes.
All right. What do you have for us this week, Asghaab?
Look, man, I think this is the most asked question, look, man. Why do we, when people want to come to train, they're wanting to lose the weight, especially during this time of the year.
Of course. All the comfort food.
Yes. Look,
tell me about it.
The weather down in Cape Town, we just had our 2 Eid's as well.
Yes.
And so you feel like you've got that extra 5 to 10 kilos on you and you want to shed that off. So usually when people then come to see me for this as their goal, we then look at 5 pointers, look, man, that I think is consistent that they need to consider when going on this journey.
Right.
First one, I think, look, mine is, like with anything else, is consistency. Can you be consistent with this goal that you're looking to pursue? Be it at the gym, if you're wanting to start walking, possibly maybe swimming, like you spoke about last week as well. And are you by the means to find the time to do so? So many times, look, man, we have this big goal, but we can't be consistent. We can only put in 1 session a week, maybe only 2. But you want to be fair and realistic with yourself and say, look, this is the goal that I have, but I need to be consistent. And then therefore, someone like myself would need to reinforce that for you. So that means every single day, try to do some form of exercise.
Okay.
All
right. Then, so, like we chatted about as well, maybe find a buddy up. If not, join a group, personal trainer, but it needs to be consistent.
Yes,
so, for someone that's starting out, you don't want to put too much pressure on them. What would you advise in terms of consistency? What would be a good medium for them to actually get into that consistent part?
I think that's a very good question. That leads on to our second point, which is exercise selection.
Okay.
For most people, is you have to pick and try to see, okay, what is suitable for you and what is easy for you to do. For some, it might be starting to walk. Maybe, like you mentioned again, getting back into the water, getting into the swimming pool.
Oh, yes.
That could just be then the start for that individual. Because for others, it could be, again, yoga. You don't want to go too far ahead of yourself and say, okay, you know what, I need to sign up to a gym and a program. Start small,
of course.
And be on point number 1, which is be consistent. And then choose your exercise selection that you feel that you can comfortably do in that period going forward.
Nice. I like that as well, because let's face it, as much as we have all the wonder pills out there, all the new fads with regards to what do they call it? The dieting that you do.
Yes,
were you
intermittent fasting?
There we go. I just couldn't get the word. Intermittent fasting. There's different things that come in and out, and as much as all of those things work, sometimes a little bit of exercise may just be good for you.
Yes, definitely, man. And in that, look, man, you started the exercise selection, you've chosen that. That then leads up to our third point, then is to say, okay, you know what, I'm choosing this as an exercise, but I need to progressively make it harder.
Okay.
So if you're starting with a walk, maybe start with then to progress to a faster walk.
Right.
If you've maybe said and told yourself, look, I'm just going to the gym, maybe progress and then start maybe doing some weight training and maybe make your sessions a bit more longer. Try to get the intensity up of that session. So that would be the third point, look, man, in those 5 pointers going forward, which is, you want to then make sure that the exercise is progressive and that you can, of course, push yourself, be it week by week, and of course, keep a record of what you've done going forward.
I think all too often as well, and I speak for myself first, is that we try and make excuses on not fitting in that gym session. Or look, we do know life's tough, work, family, all of that becomes quite challenging at times. So work around that. Some way or the other, if you have an early morning, try and do the exercise in the afternoon. If you have a late morning and work late, try and do it in the morning. Because that's what I used to do. I used to love it, going to swim in the morning, and it just starts my day off fantastically.
And that's a good point, Lugman, and that leads to our fourth point, Lugman, which is, finding the balance.
Okay.
I think sometimes when we start this journey, yes, you need to be consistent, but you also don't want to do everything in 1 week or the second week. And then come the third and the fourth week, you then tip off and not be consistent.
Okay.
So that being said, you want to find the balance, and in doing the balancing, also, Lukman, you want to make sure that you're eating correctly. So you've put in the work now and exercising, but you've also taken the time now to choose the right foods. So you're eating better, you're possibly preparing your meals as well. And you can start off from simple as in breakfast. So start with breakfast first, then progress to lunch and hopefully all the suppers. And I think it's an ideal time now, Lukman, especially for us in the economy.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised when you do that as a practice to say, okay, you know what, I need a balanced approach, but also looking at my diet. You'll be surprised as the amount of money that we waste on simple snacks,
of course,
junk food, meals that are not necessarily good for us that we tend to consume during the day. Why? Because we
it's
just need a
comfort
quick
food.
fix. Oh yeah, definitely.
It's comfort food, and we make an excuse we don't have enough time to eat, blah,
yes,
blah, 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 all of that as well. I've started cooking more. I try, I dabble. I'm not the best chef or cook, but I prefer, trying to cook more and eat at home more rather than takeout, because takeout can be very easy. We've got all these apps that are out now as well, and these are quite convenient. And also, in tandem with your exercise, you need to manage the two, I would imagine.
Yes,
Okay, and so that's point 3 or 4.
Four. Yes.
Okay, so we've got one more for us.
Yes, so look, man, I think the one thing that's mainly underrated is rest and recovery. Yes, we're on this journey, we wanting to lose the weight, we tend to then push as hard as we can. But let's be fair and honest, man, we've got certain demands in our lives as well, be it work commitments, family commitments. So you have to then find a certain medium to say, you know what, I need to rest, I need to recover. You'll be surprised, look, man, that many times we tend to train when we're tired. And we actually need to maybe take a break, maybe relax. And I mean, in a sense of a proper relaxation. So staying away from technology, putting that down, putting that away, maybe sitting quietly with a book in a quiet space, maybe going to bed early at night. That plays a greater benefit in the sense of just saying, you know what, I need to exercise and train. Because we tend to be tired when we exercise and we're not giving our best in that moment in time.
Of course, yeah. I do find that, your sleep is so vital, because look, the next day you're either out of it or it affects you for a good couple of days. And obviously there could be contributing factors to that, your stress levels, exercise, various factors as well. So get to the root of that, I would imagine.
Definitely. And I think, Luman, that's if I can tell the viewers once again is if you can be consistent, you make sure that you have an exercise selection that you've chosen that you're happy with. Be sure to push yourself progressively week by week. You then find a balanced approach, as in you're looking at, not just exercising, but eating correctly. And then also making sure that you're getting enough rest. Then you're on the pathway to your weight loss goals, be it this summer, inshallah.
Inshallah. All right, so let's run through them very quickly from point 1 to 5, so our viewers can, take note of those once again.
So, Luman, I want to just tell the viewers again, it's being consistent each and every day, be it no matter how small it is. Choose an exercise that you feel comfortable with, but you know that you can able to do consistently every day. Make sure that you progressively push yourself in that exercise, be it no matter how small it is. The fourth one would be, Luman, is to find a balanced approach. So make sure that you're eating well, but also exercising. And the fifth and final one, rest and recovery, making sure that you're getting enough rest to pursue your goal.
Brilliant. Asghaab, jazakallah so much for coming into the studio and educating us a bit more on our goals that we'd like to set and achieve. And we look forward to linking up with you next Friday, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Have a great weekend. Assalamu alaikum.
Shukran.
And there we go, Asghaab Job on our fitness segment. I hope that it's contributed towards your goals. After the break, I've invited a local designer into studio, and she's going to speak to us firstly about her business, but more importantly about the wonderful designs that she has. And I'm sure that quite a few of our viewers would be interested as well. So after the break, don't miss out on that. You are still watching Hilaal Live.